Hello, viewers. I wanted to do a reading on Cindy Yang. I was actually just reading an article in the New York Magazine in Intelligenza, and I thought I have to jump on and do a reading. What struck me about this, other than the fact that she founded the massage parlor where Robert Kraft was picked up for soliciting prostitution, she's also part of that Mar-a-Lago set. As we now know, this is an evolving story. She was actually potentially selling access to the president to the Chinese. Now, if you remember rightly, Cohen did a similar thing, only we weren't sure where the money was going. Did it go to Cohen or did it go to Trump? And I'm assuming that the SDNY, Southern District of New York, would be pursuing those particular matters in relation to monetizing of the presidency. Now, this is what's raising a red flag. Of course, the seediness of it all is raising a red flag. We know what we've got: Epstein in Florida, we've got Kraft being picked up, we've got Acosta, Trump's Labor Secretary, we've got the Mar-a-Lago set. And the Miami Herald, I have to say, is doing a stunning job of bringing these stories to light. So all power to the Miami Herald. Go Miami Herald. But leaving all of the seediness aside, the potential human trafficking, the prostitution, the potential crimes the crimes that Epstein committed. Leaving all that aside, I want to go through to this monetizing of the presidency, and I want to look at Cindy Yang in particular. Now, she has been donating. She went from someone who had no interest in politics to someone who was totally, behind the Make America Great Again campaign. And then she set up a consultancy firm, as we know, and basically sold access to Trump for dollars. However, she also started donating to, let me get it right here, the Trump Victory Pact. Now, when I looked at the donations and where they went, that particular PAC has brought in receipts of over $30 million. It has a total spend of around $27.5 million. Now, where is all that money gone? So the Republican National Committee has taken $15.5 million of that, and Donald Trump has taken $5,153,621 of the total Trump Victory PAC funds that have been raised. Now, here's my question. As we know, Donald Trump rolled his 2020 presidency took control of the RNC. Fundraising was rolled into Donald Trump 2020, and at the time we thought, okay, he's just and here is another example of holding the GOP or the RNC to hostage, that the only candidate in 2020 will be Donald Trump. However, I want to dig a little bit deeper down into that murky pond that I saw some months ago. What is he trying to keep hidden? I want to dig a little bit deeper into the monetization of the United States presidency, cash for play. We saw this in the inauguration, and I've read on that, and that is currently the subject of an investigation by the Southern District of New York. Why would this be any different? Why would Cindy Yang selling access to the president and the Trump family, or Donald Trump potentially allegedly benefiting from that in some way? If we roll all the money together, the fundraising, what is being skimmed off the top? So first of all, I want to know, is Trump, I'll just move some of these bags. I haven't got a lot of space here today. Okay, so I want to know, has Trump monetized the presidency? Has he monetized the presidency? Let's just ask the question. Has he monetized the presidency? I'm seeing a gold coin glittering at the bottom of that swamp. Drain the swamp. He added to the swamp. So has he monetized the presidency? Has Donald Trump monetized the presidency, skimming off bits and pieces for himself, for the Trump organisation. I'm getting emollients clauses coming up here in my view. Has he monetised the presidency? It's like, yeah, of course. He not only has created an abundance around it, but he's also quite smug and arrogant about it. He thinks that it's his right to do business as the President of the United States, to benefit from it, privately, personally, I should say. Now, what's challenging him there is someone is digging. Okay, the fact that look, it's not funny. It's not funny, I know. But sometimes these cards come forward with an aspect that makes me smile. What's challenging the fact that he's done this is the actualizing it into reality. There's receipts everywhere. There's newspapers, media digging around. There's exposés of Cindy Yang. There's all the money trail here. What on earth was he doing? And where was the oversight? I've just read on the GOP. Where was the oversight? The basis, the foundation of the reading is the death card. He's going to go down for this as well. It is not just, I'll bring the laptop down, it is not just Mueller. In fact, Mueller is one small part of the things that are going to bring him down. The Emperor in the past. The Emperor in the past, the signifier card, the Emperor, the President, the signifier card, abundance, the smug merchant, the Nine of Pentacles, the wish card. All my dreams and wishes are coming true because I am now the President of the United States, and look what I can do here to, really to potentially profit from it. But what's the challenge to all of this is that he actually actualized it into reality. He actually did it. That's the challenge. And what's hanging overhead is the Star of Hope. And this is the Democrats in the House. This is the Mueller investigation, Southern District of New York. This is, even though, I'm just going to say this quickly, I'm not going to labour the point here. Even though you feel the wheels of justice are moving slowly, this is where you are in America are on untried ground here. This, to this extent, the total and utter, upending of the presidency and everything that it's meant in the past. Nobody's been perfect. Obviously, there's been shades of corruption in all governments, in all presidents to a certain extent. However, not at this scale, not at this it's a bold and brazen way that it's been done. And this is, it left the voters reeling, it left the public reeling, and the only thing that they had was the hope that justice would be done. And indeed, that hope turned into a bolder, steamrolling Trump. And it's going to lead to these new starts. So we're not to the end of the reading. Did he monetize the presidency? Yeah. The relationships here, the seduction, the lovers. Why would the president be hopping into bed with this one and that one? This is almost just pointing to an extra dimension to the presidency. This seduction, this profiting from the presidency. And I have to say, I'll just make a point here. It's not only from a business sense. We know that his hotels are being frequented by lawmakers, by overseas foreign people, by you name it. We know that there is very little, or there is just an illusion of distinction between Trump and the Trump organization. Trump as the president, Trump as the businessman. We know that that's an illusion. We know there are several matters before the courts. These are very serious matters. But putting the business aside, what else was appealing to Trump? the adulation or idol. That is what, if you look at those photos, and I'm just going to pull that up between he and Cindy Yang, what I see is greed. I see greed in her eyes, hardness and greed. And what I see in his is almost I'm getting away with something, but happiness as well. So all this fawning, this sycophanting, this, and also understanding why it's being done. It's being done for business. It's being done for coin. The environment at the moment is loss. This is the Five of Cups, and this is loss, sorrow. This is really the environment around all of what Trump has been doing in the past, while the GOP has let him do it. Let's be clear. Now, the hopes and the fears, the Five of Wands here, this is the Democrats in the House. He's very fearful of that. In fact, I go back to the post-midterm victory where we had him absolutely forlorn and devastated and crestfallen straight after that. He knew that the lack of oversight was finished, and he knew what was coming for him. He fears that. He really fears it. And I have to say, because I was actually quite angry, which made me, I shouldn't be angry. Not angry, I won't say angry, annoyed. I was quite annoyed that this has gone on for so long in such an obvious fashion, and that there's not been this oversight. I have to say that, I don't, it's bad, anyway, I won't go into it, but I feel that these investigations are going to wipe that smile right off Mr. Trump's face. Okay, so now we're looking at the outcomes here. We've got the Two of Cups. Did he monetize the presidency? Yes, he did. He formed relationships, close relationships with people for money. And this is really abuse of choice. So in his, and again, this is what I see when I look at that picture where I see him, I can get away with this. He could have made better choices, but he didn't. And this is an abuse of choice and delusions and illusions and smoke screens and all of that. What sometimes follows this card is the Devil card, because those two things go hand in hand. It's almost like an addiction here. The basis of making the choices that he made in order to do this, to profit in this way from the presidency, allowing people to have access to him and then donate to the super PAC where he's received $5 million. Now, I know that would be for legal expenses, so I understand the RNC is paying a lot of his legal expenses. That's pretty good, isn't it? I'll potentially be investigated for breaking the law, and then I'll get the Republican Party to pay my legal expenses while I profit, as we know, from his hotels, etc., etc. We now know about the FBI building and it being moved, and Trump personally intervening there to block the competition for his DC Trump hotel. We know that. That's all out there in the public domain. How else is he profiting? I would like to suggest that wherever he can make a profit, he's making a profit, because that is what he is. He's a businessman, and there's been no oversight at all of Donald Trump since he arrived up until November of last year when the Democrats took the House, and now there's an onslaught of it. And the lawmakers, of course, are now catching up. Well, Mueller's been there all the time. McCabe, Rosenstein set those things in motion. Mueller's been diligently working away since then. SDN, Southern District of New York, and I think Manhattan, New York, is also investigating. There's emollients cases before the court. It's just a raft of things, isn't it? So despite all of this, Trump being hand in hand with the massage parlour owner, the potential Chinese operative. There's now connections to the Chinese Communist Party. The selling of access for money. She was enriching herself. The Pact got the money. As we know, what's happening with those super PACs, what's happening with that Trump Victory PAC, what's happening with the Trump 2020, is anyone bothering to dig around in those and follow the money trail there? What is the totality of what those funds have paid out for Trump's legal expenses? Where have they gone? How has that money been spent? All right, so we know what happened with the inauguration fund, so it would follow that someone might want to start digging around in those as well, these PACs. All right, so will Trump's base, one of the questions when I read on the GOP, will Trump's base turn against him? What's remaining hidden here is they can't see the woods for the trees. So I feel that right-thinking Republicans, and there are some left, they've already jumped the fence. They will be abandoning him in droves as the Mueller report comes out and those other investigations continue. The House, the Democrats continue with their work. They will get to a point of no return here. However, those diehards, they won't. They won't. Well, that's my intuition. I've never thought that they would. Do they still see him as some sort of messiah? Probably. I mean, this is a cult here. He established a cult. So will Trump's loyal followers turn away when all this evidence is before them? Will they turn away from their hero, their leader, the person that they think has done the most from them? It's really a sick circumstances, environment that leads to this sort of thing. And that's sad. So I rarely read on Trump's base without feeling a little bit sad. Not for Trump, he's exploited them. But anyway, will they turn away from Trump? I'm getting the smug merchant keeps jumping back up to me. No, I think he's hoodwinked them. Will they turn away? Yes, no, spirit. Will Trump's base, his loyal base of followers, will they turn away? I'm just getting there's not many of them. The vast majority will, and those that are left won't. They won't. This is the Seven of Swords. They won't see through this theft and betrayal. Well, not yet. Not that I can see in these cards. The prizing open of the truth. It's all coming out. The devil chained to the devil. Despite the theft, despite the betrayal, but despite the prizing open of the truth, they're still chained to the devil. Despite the loss emotionally as a result of this betrayal, I'm feeling that there will be some that will turn away. They will feel betrayed. Will that be enough? This is the Knight of Wands here, coming forward with strength. The truth is coming forward with a lot of strength. And we've got the Queen of Cups here. There will be some that will understand they've been played like a fiddle by the devil himself. Okay. But equally, I'm getting that there will be those that won't. Karma, the Wheel of Fortune, is changing for Donald Trump. These cards, they really do pick things up, don't they? The Hermit, he will become isolated. So I'm feeling, I'm feeling then that there will be sections, a great lot of sections that will be turning away. And of course, we've got the circles of support here. So, okay, some will stay with their emperor, their president. Some will keep supporting him. But the good... You see those cards? The good news is that there are a lot who won't. Okay, those will feel the loss. They will feel the sorrow of being betrayed. The truth will come forward with such strength it will be unequivocal. and there is sadness here around being betrayed. But at the same time, there will be a hardcore group, as we all know, who will not turn away from their president. They will still continue to support. But I have to say the Three of Cups, and I'll say this and I'll finish up here. The Three of Cups is an interesting card because there is an element of gossip, and there's sort of like in some decks this card can be a little bit bizarre. It's almost like a negative support. It's not a healthy support, I should say. So I do feel that there will be a hardcore that will stay with him, and they'll stay with him really through thick and through thin. But you know what? Time will cast them into a role that's not important. And again, this is why I feel sad for them, because they've been betrayed. The truth of the matter is that they've been betrayed. But that smaller group of his base, won't matter. And so one would hope that a future leader of the US will be able to reach these people and try and find out, and that there will be the soul searching as to why they supported a man so someone who overturned every single norm in the book and then some. Okay, so I'll leave it there. Cindy Yang reminds me a little bit of Wendy Deng. There is a similar look in both their faces, and it is around this really, their focus is on the money here. All right, I'll leave it there, viewers. Thank you for tuning in.